30 years after it first hit our screens, Gladiators is still proving to be a hit with TV audiences. An average of 8 million viewers have tuned into the reboot of the 1990s show over the last 11 weeks. Relatives of the British offshore oil workers who were among the 123 people who were killed back in 1980 when the Alexander Kielland sank in the North Sea off Norway are still searching for justice more than 40 years later.
A platform which provided accommodation for rig workers sank after it was damaged during a storm. Now the families have begun a new legal battle for compensation.
Today's papers, even. The Times reporting almost 500,000 prescriptions for antidepressants are being issued for children each year. That's despite guidelines stating they should only be used in the most severe cases. Now, the paper says the figures reveal the extent of the current mental health crisis.
Actually, we're going to be talking about a new treatment for some forms of depression a bit later on in the programme. Elsewhere, the Daily Mirror leads on an interview from its invite-only podcast with the reality TV star Giovanna Fletcher, who explains how she was blown away by the Princess of Wales' ability to connect with people, having met her when they filmed an episode of her podcast in 2020. The paper says the interview took place before Catherine's announcement earlier this month that she is undergoing cancer treatment.
The Telegraph front page carries a story that says politicians will be barred from standing to be Oxford University's new Chancellor. Now, the university's governing body voted on the change. It breaks with 300 years of tradition.
First steps for brave Tony is the headline in the Sunday People. 9-year-old Tony Hudgell, who breakfast viewers will know only too well. He had both legs amputated as a baby, has raised millions of pounds for charities with his sponsored challenges, has now had an operation which will allow him to use his prosthetics without crutches, which is amazing. And we wish him well as he recovers from that. Yeah,
brilliant news for the family. Now, the mother of a 15-year-old boy who was killed by a speeding driver in 2018 is urging parents to talk to their children about organ donation.
Now, this is Debbie Enever, and she donated her son Dan's organs because they'd had a conversation before he died. And that decision has now helped save the lives of 3 other people.
Now, 2 newly discovered hymns written by a famous church composer have been performed for the first time at a special Easter concert at Blackburn Cathedral.
The long-forgotten arrangements by Sir Edward Bairstow were recently found by chance in the town's central library. Our reporter Matt Truan has more.
A glorious rendition of a recently discovered Easter treasure. But the story of these 2 lost musical arrangements starts here, in the less grandiose surroundings of Blackburn Library archives.
We have a collection here of documents belonging to a Blackburn lad who became a world-famous organist and composer, a chap called William Wilsonholme. And to my great surprise, we found 2 pieces by Edward Bairstow in amongst the hundreds of manuscripts that were part of the collection.
Sir Edward Bairstow was from Yorkshire but worked in Blackburn for many years. In 1932, he was knighted for his services to church music, and his works have been regularly performed by choirs for more than a century. So how exciting was it to find these 2 hymns?
Elated. Yeah. There was something here which probably hadn't seen the light of day for over 100 years.
Nobody knows exactly when Sir Edward wrote these arrangements of 40 Days and 40 Nights and O Come, Emmanuel, but everyone involved in the concert felt these long-lost gems had to be heard.
It feels really special, and I think the fact that we're singing off a manuscript copy in his writing makes it a bit special too. Yeah.
As well as a bit hard. For me, it's sort of like a Blackburn man who's found them in Blackburn Library and he's bringing them back to Blackburn Cathedral for everybody to enjoy.
This year is the 150th anniversary of Sir Edward Bairstow's birth, and this is the first time in living memory, possibly the first time ever, these lost works have been sung.
I think they're really beautifully written. I think they're really, really lovely harmony, unexpectedly written, and they're the work of somebody who understands harmony and counterpoints. So they're very exciting to do, and I hope they become more widely used.
What do you make of the concert?
Very good.
It's very good.
Yes.
I think the tone is beautiful and the balance of the voices in the two choirs is tremendous.
It's a very special feeling, I have to say. Yeah, very inspirational.
Lie. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. I love a hymn anyway.
Yeah.
As I was showing you how much I loved a hymn.
Yeah, you should have heard Rachel singing along to that. We got all of the first verse.
But those are beautiful arrangements.
It is. Yeah, new arrangement, performed there at Blackburn Cathedral.